Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, you lovely lot. It is Sunday and it is 12:30, so I'm starting the vlog quite late. That's because I've been lazy. I have had a really lovely lay-in. I did wake up at 6:30, so it's not like I woke up late. I have just been lounging in bed. I've had 2 cups of tea in bed. Went down, had some breakfast, then came back up again. Dogs have been out, let the geese out, came back to bed. Kenzie's gone off with my sister. He's spending the day with his aunt, and his aunt's other half, Andy. Andy works at BMW, and they've gone off for a family open day thing where people that work there can bring family members, and I think my dad's gone with them as well. So they're going around the BMW factory watching how they've made the minis and what have you over in Oxford. Had a really nice long chat with my friend Heidi, who came back over from Saudi Arabia, and she's the one that I've got the plants from. Been going to her house to pick up the plants this week. So we just had a lovely video chat from her home. She did me a walkthrough of where they live now, and so they're on this new build place called Neom, and Neom is supposed to be this brand new low impact town, city that's being built in Saudi, and her husband is part of the architectural team, I believe, and so they live on this campus. So she was just showing me around, and it looks very nice. A little too deserty for my liking, not enough greenery, but it's a different way of life. Anyway, I'm going to get on with cleaning the bathroom now because I should really do a few things, and then at 2 o'clock Lee and I are going to go and take the dogs out for a walk. The bathroom has had a really good deep clean. I have hands and knees type deep clean, lots of bleach used, which I don't like to do too much, but sometimes bleach is the only thing. And then I use neat Viacal on that, and then I just use the squeegee to just wipe it down after I've scrubbed it, and then you don't get any watermarks and it just looks better. You lot scoping the area, it's all clean, you see. And they have made a mess on the floor, so I'm going to need to hoover at some point, but I'll leave that till later on in the day. I've got a pile of laundry to go on and rubbish to go down. Lee's been putting on the laundry. I've just made tea. I'm leaving this all into bleach, but I've just thrown those bowls in as well, and given the sink a good bleach. It's like bleach heaven in here. My nose is a little overpowered. We're taking these out of the freezer to defrost because Lee and Kenzie are going to have those with some chicken steaks, I believe, and some mushy peas or veg or something. And I'm going to have burritos tonight, I think, so I've taken those out. And the bedroom is nice and tidy. Has been dusted. Hasn't been hoovered yet. Put the cover on. It's in the wash. Have the dogs got mucky paw prints, have they?
Well, they might have been out.
Well, they've been on the bed and it's not too bad, so I have to go in the wash, otherwise won't it? Yeah, it's not too bad. How did that go, Link? Hop, hop, hop. What are we doing? Are we going out? Oh, good boy. You gonna sit? Sit. Good boy, Timmy. Link, sit. It has finally stopped raining for 2 minutes. There's also a Pokemon event on, so I can Pokemon as we go.
Yes, that's very nice.
It's nice and warm, isn't it? It's lovely. But it was showering a minute ago. Not that you'd know it to look at the floor, it's dried.
It was rather moist.
It was. Are you having a wee, are you? Okie dokie. Go, go, go! We found Kenzie. He was delivered back. In fact, actually, my dad and my sister and my sister's other half are all going to meet us over at the Swan for tea. For tea and cake or something. Go on then! Are you all done with tea, are you?
Yeah.
All done with tea.
Go
on then!
We're on the top, a bar of chocolate and
Getting rained on. Shall we, do we run for it? Oh, what's happened to Timmy? He's got himself tangled. Shall we try this again, puppy dogs, now it's stopped raining? See if we get wet again. The tombs are all covered up in ivy. They're hidden away. Shame there's not a bench here. I could sit and relax. Oh, there is a bench. There's a bench over there. Maybe we'll sit on that bench for a bit. Let's go over here. I just realised that most of that was filmed with a fingerprint over the lens, so I'm sorry about that. Pro vlogger and all that jazz. Make the most of the sun. We'll go and sit over here and catch some Pokemon, because it's a Pokemon Squirtle event. Kenzie's just charging his battery at home, and then he said he'll come out a bit later on. I think I shall enjoy a little bit of time here with the dogs on a wet bench. I am having burritos with some extra cheese on the top. Don't know if you can see inside. They were a bit hard to cook in the air fryer. I did end up putting some tin foil over the top because they were getting too crispy. Can't really see inside. But anyway, I do like a burrito. I like them a bit thicker than this, as in like more filled. I tend to have a load of rice and stuff in them when I make them myself. Anyway, I'm going to eat this now, and then we have a Star Trek thing to watch. It is now 6:45 in the evening on Sunday, and I have very much enjoyed that burrito. I should really go to more of an effort to make my own burritos, because it's really not that difficult. Tomorrow I'm going to cook something. I'm not sure what. I'm going to have a rummage through the freezer and to create some sort of meal, probably in my Instapot. I'm going to experiment a bit more with the Instapot and create something from scratch. I went out and hung out with the geese earlier, which was nice. I was going to film it. I haven't been out with the dogs and the geese for a while. And to be honest with you, the geese weren't overly impressed with having two dogs and ended up going into attack mode. And so I think I'll keep them separate, really. I don't think they're ever going to really get along. They tolerated each other when it was just one dog. Now they do not. They're being incredibly noisy out there this evening. I need to put them to bed, but it's still a bit early. It's still quite light. And I don't really like them to go to bed and, until a bit later on, really. I mean, they've got a big space when I coop them up for the night, but I still think it's nicer for them to be out as long as possible. I have been waltzing around since I got in from my walk literally in this top and my underwear, because it's actually quite warm now the sun's out and the rain stopped. Shush now! Hey! All of you! Oh, they're all going now. The dogs start because the geese start, then I shout at the geese to shush them. And then the dogs think I'm shouting for some other reason, so they decide to join in. The whole house has become chaos. Lee and I are going to watch, well actually Lee, myself and Kenzie are going to watch a Star Trek crossover episode with the cartoon Star Trek. I can't remember what it's called. It's not called Star Trek. I should know this, but I can't remember. I'll put a little word up here of what it is. But I enjoy the cartoon, and somehow they're going to do some sort of weird world crossover thing. So we're going to watch that, and we have high hopes for it, so I hope we're not disappointed. I don't know if any of you watch whatever that is that I've put up there, because I can't remember the actual name of it. If you do, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Well, I guess you do, because you watch it. I would recommend it. It's a little bit... Well, I think it's actually a proper Star Trek-y thing. I do think it is, because it's obviously they're doing a crossover. But I think it's a bit more like the other thing that I can't remember the name of with Seth MacFarlane. That's not Star Trek, but should be Star Trek. Not the Orion. Okay, I'll find out what that's called and put that up there too. I'm doing really well, aren't I? I tell you what, menopause is awful for memory loss. I never used to be like this. It's literally in the last year or so that this has kicked in really badly, and I cannot remember anything. I struggle to remember what I meant to do. I struggle to remember conversations I've had. And I used to have an eidetic, is that the word? Eidetic memory? I think that's the word. Like, I would remember things specifically. I would remember the details. I would remember the exact words used and the exact phrase used. I was so... Kenzie stomped his feet to shush the dog. Oh no, they're all going again. Get a dog, they say. Get 2 dogs, they say. Don't do it. Get some geese, they say. Actually, nobody said get some geese. That was me. That was totally me. Can't blame anyone else for that. I hatched those eggs. Yeah. Hold on. Person who's come down the stairs. Who are you? What's that Star Trek? What is wrong with those geese? What is the Star Trek thing that we're watching?
Strange New World.
Strange New Worlds. And what is the crossover?
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks. There you go. Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks. And what's the thing with Seth MacFarlane that we liked that's not Star Trek?
Orville.
Orville, not the Orion. Thank you, Kenzie. I could have done with you like 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
I was going to say Family Guy then.
Not Family Guy, no. I think Lower Decks is quite Orville-y in its humour and what have you. Anyway, I'm just waffling now, aren't I? And it's been 5 minutes, so I'm going to go. Thank you very much for watching, you lovely lot, and I'll see you all tomorrow.